So today's press conference was a Charles and Danny one, Shay Charles that is, and it was good to see them both on good form. I thought they both answered the questions really well. Danny got such a poker face, I love it. But let's start with Charles first. He said, got asked how's his week been and stuff like that. It's been a bit chaotic. Obviously the deadline for my recall was the 15th. I got recalled on the 15th, the last minute. I didn't really know what I was doing for a 7-day period. So I was relieved and happy to get it sorted. I came here for a season-long loan. That was the plan, and I didn't really want to cut it short because it's a great group of good coaching staff, and everybody around the club are really pushing for something. I'm excited to be here to finish the season, which is good. I like that. I like that a lot. I like to think I've got a good influence on things because I was quite firm in staying here. My agent knew that Southampton knew that it was a weird one. Any interest is good interest, but I was always focused on staying here. And that's the kind of thing. I like that. The thing is, there was a lot of things coming out about him going to the other side, and we'll get onto that in a minute, who were trying to say, hey, we want him, we want to get him in. And it's kind of interesting how you see how he developed. It shows you how good he's doing if other people are looking at how well he's doing. But that's good for us, because that shows other clubs how good we are improving their players. So that helps a little bit on Wednesday side of things as well. So it's interesting to see that. He spoke about the whole City side. He said, any chance you would have been wearing different colours in the derby in March? He said, no chance. They've seen that I progressed as well this season. Now they're more than happy to see me finish the season. I think it's good for both parties. He says they're happy to see me stay at Wednesday because it's a big club, a good coaching staff and good team. Players like Barry Bannon and Nate Chalobah to learn from. And that kind of thing, I think you like that. I think you like that as well. He got high praise from Barry Bannon, Deshaun Bernard. There were a lot of players who were saying how well he was doing and how good he is for everything going forward. And I think that's something that you want to see. You want to see players talking about how good the setup is and how we're doing, how we're trying to improve them. It helps us get more loan players. Before we go on to Danny's part of the press conference, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Much appreciate it. Liking help the algorithm, sharing gets in front of people's faces, and subscribing lets me know you like the channel. Hit that notification bell to let you know when live streams happen. There will be a roundup tomorrow night on Friday, the normal review on Saturday, and Monday's going to be the big one. It's deadline day. I am doing a live stream from about 7 p.m. till late. Come join me for that. I think halfway through we're switching to a Talking Wednesday one. I don't know what's going on yet. Nothing been set in stone yet. But at the moment, we are going live. We are going to go through and see what happens. But here's the thing. I do it every season. Come watch. It'll be good. So, Danny spoke about how we defended well from set pieces in the last game with the 2-0 win. And he said we had to defend well. He said there are little concerns in the camp with injuries. The likes of Masaba got a little bit. Barry and Dish have got to have a bit more recovery treatment for the next game. So, it'll be interesting to see where they are at the weekend. So let's go on to the bit about signings. Danny said we could get something. We're in a positive mindset at the minute. And he said, let's see what we can do and we'll try and get things. But it's a case of seeing what happens next. Basically the same thing I've been saying, Rita. Let's just see what happens. He wants to see what happens to give the player pray for being 3 points behind and saying that we've got to keep the mentality. We've got to keep it up. He said you never say never when it goes with talk with other players. He won't talk about the players who are coming in or players that we've missed out on who were on the list. He said until the signature's there, there's no real point. But I get that. I like that. I like that a little bit of respect. I won't talk about the players. It makes no point because you get fans going. So why didn't we go for him? Why didn't we get him? Or is this the reason? X, Y, Z. Like today, we've seen everything today about Armstrong. Stuart Armstrong apparently coming to Wednesday. Now everything so far, its talks are ongoing. We're going to keep it up and go from there and see what happens. It's the same with other things as well. So it's an interesting one. That's what we got from the media side of things. And also earlier I spoke about Sheffield United apparently being in for him. According to Miller and Cran, they're not. It just went. It was a mistake with the article in Canada. He said Hatsu again. They're not made a decision on it. It won't come until late in the window. But they were very impressed with him. Which again, Hatsu. We've been talking about him for a while, and we've been like, why isn't there a deal done yet? He's a free agent. on Saturday. Why is that not done? And it's one of those things you're looking at and going, okay, we're talks are ongoing still. Danny laughed about Dewey Armstrong. I love that he calls him Dewey. Dewey Armstrong, he knows the name. It's the name he worked with at Southampton. He said the name to rumours, but as he said, he's very, very coy on stuff. Let's put it that way. He talks about the next game and said we've got to keep to our levels. The big thing has been about keeping clean sheets. There's been a huge thing on that. He said it's more got to playoffs and keep a positive mindset and winning games. Spoke about outgoing. They said there's a lot of talk about players who have been talked about, and that's been what it is. You might get a request for it, but he says you look at the impact they've had off the bench. We've had the most impact from players off the bench. He kind of joked saying maybe I need to get the 11 right, which I like to say you Pato as an example of that. He said about the home and away record, they're very close. He said it'd be nice to see us try and get a little bit better at home. Could we draw too many at home, and it's something we need to improve upon. He said we're fourth in the best attacking team, so need to get more clean sheet, but we're working on things to improve it. He said it's interesting with Luton, with the game and stuff like that. The league game we played well, but we didn't get anything. Then we go and beat QPR, who's one of the best form teams. He said they've got a new gaffer and stuff like that. I've made a note here. I think they haven't won away since the 5th of September. Someone fact check that for me. I believe that is right though. He said they might play a back four, they might play a back five. They have changed and they have been different when they come into it. So, Alec Miller comes in with a really good opening question, I'm not going to lie. He gets asked about parachute payments and what does he think of them. And then Danny has to say, explain what they are. And he goes, explain what do you mean? And he basically goes about it. He said, if you're a team coming down from the Premier League, it helps a lot. It helps you bud things. It gives that a bit of advantage kind of thing. He said it is a little bit harder for championship clubs, but he used Fulham as an example of a team who's gone up, down, and now they kind of really steadied themselves in the Prem. And it showed that's a good example of how it works and stuff like that. He said players are really improving. He spoke about Max Lowe and Gassama doing well, and just especially with Gassama just bulking up a little bit, which is good to see. And it's one of the things you look at that and you go, that's good. You want to see players improve and keep them going. He spoke about Baz and Dish again. Said they're going to see how the trade on Friday and go from there. And Masaba's a doubt of well. Akin and Dom are getting back slowly. He won't really give a time scale on it because it's that whole kind of thing of the injury itself. You don't want to aggravate it. They're probably going to have a friendly in the international break and then see from there. It could be 4 to 5 weeks after that, but we'll see. And then he did joke like looking at the thing of, whoa, we haven't got many weeks left kind of thinking, which I like. Got asked about the market in general, and he said we've been looking in England, we've been looking all over the place, and he spoke about how sometimes getting a player from a different league, they take about 3 months to acclimatise to the championship, and then it takes them a while to get into the system, so that impact player goes. But then if you go for a player who's, say, either from the England or played in the championship before, it makes it a lot easier because they already know what it is, they know what they're walking into, and it's easier to sort out. So it's interesting how he did talk about that. We got 2 spots for the international spots left. We had 1 in the summer. We have 2 because of Gassama plays so many games now, which is good, so we can bring in another one if need be. Got asked if it's more cash deals or frees and loans. He said it's both. We'll see what happens. We're in a good place. In the next 3 days, we'll have a look at how they get on. But he said there might be an opportunity to do a cash deal. There might be an opportunity to do a loan or free. We'll see. It all depends on what happens. But he said that it's both, and made a joke with Danny, with Alex even saying, "You're not making this very easy on me," and they kind of laughed. I do like the relationship they've got there. Now, Charlie McNeil, I had said from day one when we signed him, he is one for the future. This is a future project. It's not one for the here and now. Danny's clearly said that today. He said McNeil is a long-term project for Danny, for one for future, and he said he's working really hard at the minute and he's doing well. He would have liked some more minutes, but it's interesting to see how he does. He said it's been interesting when you look at the players who have gone out on loan. Rio, Sean, Bailey. Bailey got 8 goals in 30. I think Sean got an assist for Carlisle. Rio, I think, got a goal. So it's like all these things are improving. So they are improving. So maybe you see something like McNeil go out on loan next season and go and do other things. But it's that whole situation where he has said Charlie McNeil is a long-term project. And it's something I'm really, really happy that he said, because it's something I said from day one, that he's a long-term project. He sees him as that, which is good. He asked about if he enjoyed deadline day. He said, I've done 2 of them now, both different kind of things, trying to get deals over the line. The first one was a little bit more hectic than he wanted, could do a 5 points adrift, so it was a lot harder getting players in. I suspect it'll be a little bit easier this time when you look at where we are in the table. But he said, he did turn around and said one of the things about it is that the mental strength in the team is brilliant. He said it's one of the best mental strength teams he's seen. And Alex goes, that's some high praise considering where you've worked, Bayern Munich, German national team and stuff like that. And he goes, yeah, he kind of looked a bit shocked when Alex said that, but he was like, yeah, they just got that strength, and it's intriguing to see. And it's one of those things. The problem is that with that, if this is his first job and this is the mental strength, this is the best he's seen, when he goes to another job, they're going to that's going to be the blueprint of where their strength is. Kind of thing for him, where he needs to get it to and then maybe improve it past then. But it was a good press conference. Very good for Danny and Charles to speak. I think it was good. Danny didn't give anything away. Little smiles here and there. The little poker face that we like. But it's interesting. So we will see what happens. And hopefully Sheffield Wednesday can go on and do well and see how we do at the weekend. But hopefully we'll sat here tonight or tomorrow talking about a signing. But it'd be nice.